Talking about setState. SetState is the very first thing or the second thing you would do when learning React. This is a very basic session. I'll talk about what is setState, how to use it, and some gotchas and things that you should keep in mind while using setState. So I don't have any presentation. I'll just show you some code examples. I'll write some code. So finger crossed, things might go wrong. So very simple application. We have a counter, which when you increment it should increment, when you decrement it should decrement. And in the console log, if you see, I have logged the render function. Like whenever the render is called, right, it will log the current state. Okay, so that you'll know like when the render is being called and when the component is getting updated. Okay, so let's start with very basic things. Okay. This is our component. You have to initialize your state. So one of the ways to initialize the state is in the constructor. You can initialize it outside as well, like state equal to and with the value of component. This would work fine as well. Let's use the constructor. Okay. So constructor here is I have one key of the state counter, which is 0. We can see here in the React approach as well. State is 0. Should not worry about React approach. Not that counting. So let's have some initial state, some initial counter value incremented. So how do we update the state? There is one way of doing it. It's called, there is only one way of doing it. It's called this.setState. And this is a kind of an overloaded function, you can say. It takes arguments, different kinds of arguments. It can take function, it can take an object, you can pass multiple arguments. So I'll go through it. So the first thing, the most basic thing that you can do is just write the object that you want to be set. So what I'm doing here is setState counter 1. So initially the counter was 0, now it is 1. Okay. So I save it, go back. Counter is increased to 1. The render was called only once. Why was it called once? Because I used component will mount, and will mount is called before rendering. So state would be set before the render function is called. Just to show you that it is. This is the console log that I have taken. Okay. And okay. So this is like the most basic way. You pass the state object, it will merge that particular object to your current state. So you could have like something else as well. Yes, 0. And something else was still there, right? So when you do a setState with a key value pair, it will kind of update your current state and not overwrite it. Okay, so the existing keys will remain there. Understood, right? So it's called merging. Yeah? They merge it like object or design. And the second thing is, what if you want to add something to your current state, just like the counter, right? You want the counter to increment. From 1 it should be 2, from 2 it should be 3. So you should have some reference of your current state, right? So in that case, setState provides a way to do it. So you can pass a function to setState. So this function takes the current state and processes the argument. And then what you can do is you can return the new state. Counter should be state dot counter plus 1. Okay. See what I'm doing here? I'm using the existing state here, adding the counter of that state here, and adding plus 1 here. Okay. Same, just plus 2. 0 to 2. Okay. You are taking the previous state and adding the counter. So let's make it easier to read. imported it there. So the arrow function, right? You don't need to have return if you specify the small package. That's how you do. So this is like component build mode. You will do. Now what we now the scenario is click of the button. We should add or decrease. So every button has a click handler. So button add has an on add click handler. Just go to on add. Do the same thing. I don't need drops, so let's only pass it. Okay, done. State. Same thing. Okay, so whenever you click on plus, the render function is called again. So see the render logging, right? So whenever the state updates, the component re-renders. Similarly for on subtract, you can okay. So one of the patterns, like here you are, it's like state manipulation is very specific to your component. This is kind of something you can make it as a function, right? So what you can do is you can create a function, exportable function, which can be used across your project. What this does, it takes blocks and state. And other than doing all this stuff, state. Working as expected. So you saw what I did here, right? I created a function that can be used across your workspace, right? And just import that, and wherever you require, and just pass it to the setState. Okay. So this is the second signature you say. The third thing is that what if you want to do something after the state has been set? So setState takes an argument, a callback function that you can do, and just to make sure that state change happens. So setState is asynchronous, right? So if you do a setState and try to do something, and if you want this to happen only after setState has been set, this may not give you the right result, the later part, because React patches setStates and calls multiple at once. So to implement the scenario, it takes a callback. So React will call this function whenever the component has re-rendered after the state has been set. Just to make sure. And let me click on plus. Okay, rendered, and then state change happens. So only after the component has been rendered again with the state change, that function will be called. Make sure you remember that. Okay. The thing is that there is a lifecycle method called component data update that's more suited for this kind of operation. Like sometimes you need to do some state changes when your component has updated. Right? So there are certain scenarios where you can use that. So this is one of those patterns. Okay, so and then there is something called batching. So what if on add I do a set state again? So what do you think would happen? Would my component re-rendered 2 times or once with 2 updates? Okay, we see. I click one, it will be changed to 2, and it rendered once with 2 updates. Right? And let's show a scenario where it won't happen. Let's create a utility called sleep. Takes a time and so make sure that so I'll do something in component date mode. So I'll just sleep for some time, like 2 seconds. This is like mimicking the scenario of a fetch call. Okay? In component date mode, you might want to query some APIs and get the result and then show that in sets in your state, right? So what you can do is okay. So get mount whenever the component is mounted. It will like mimic a API call and then set state to implement it once. Just see. Okay. Wait for 2 seconds. Like increased by 1, right? And rendered is called only once. What if I do this? This guy again. So what should happen? One render and 2 updates or multiple updates and multiple renders? Let's see. Okay.
An extra property.
Okay.
And one at the end.
Leave one, right? Wait for 2 seconds. So see, render 2 times. Usually what we did, if we directly wrote this or set state 2 times, it rendered only once with 2 updates. But in a promise resolution, after the promise has been resolved, if we increment it 2 times, it rendered 2 times as well. That's how set state behaves. So if you call set state in a callback or directly inside any lifecycle component, React will batch your set states and update it once. And if something happens outside of React, like now the promise has resolved and your set state is called, it will always render it as many times it sees set state. Okay, got it right? So what if you want to not do that? So React provides something for that. So there is a method called React stable batch, where you so React will batch these state updates for you. So if I refresh it, your state is updated, then you only call it once. So that is how React internally batches set states within your callbacks. So you can use this thing to patch it inside your in your component as well. Okay? So more or less I've covered everything. So there are certain gotchas, like this is one of the gotchas, like if you set state multiple times, what happens? How many times the component re-renders. So now you understand how React has been designed to handle that. React 16 and 17 onwards, these things are going to change. So the core itself is going to be modified so that you don't need to use unstable batch updates. So these things are going to change. That's why the unstable the API. Then there are some more things in which lifecycle methods you should not use setState, and if you want to use setState is in some of the lifecycle methods, what conditional logic you need to do to not make it a infinite loop. Like just an example, in component data update, if you do a setState, it will call component data update again. Right? So you have to have some kind of an if-else scenario where you are setting the same state, you should not re-render. So I have written something here. I'll forward you the link. So here you can go through it. You will see all the things that I have talked and in more details as well. Some more things and on the lifecycle methods where your set state can be used or should not be used or may be used, and what things you need to keep in mind to do this, right? So I'll post this link in the Meetup page, and you can go through it and you can ask me questions on Twitter. My Twitter link is on the Meetup page as well.